Let's get into power pushing. So we are going to power push when the rebound is pretty close to our net. We can say again around a stick length from the top of our crease, or we can just say the opposing team already has possession or is getting pretty close to having possession over the rebound. So we have to push there sooner rather than later. We can't get there on our feet if the shot is going to come before we set our feet. So if that's the situation at hand, we have to power push. Very similar mechanics. So you're still going to see Liam shift the hips more to that back door. You're still going to see him grab that ice on that angle because we can only push from the inseam of the boot. We can't push when that blade is facing forward because we will have to rotate. We will lose edges there, and we will lose our posture and our size while moving. So butterfly here, buddy. And just go through the pivot and how you plant that leg. And I'll just spot a puck back door here so you can actually look at something. So don't actually recover right now. Just pivot, plant that outside leg. Ready? Go. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, do that one more time. I'm just going to change the camera angle a little. Okay, ready? One more time. Go. Excellent. Okay, so hold that posture for 1 second. So one thing we want to do is just try to make sure that that blocker is maybe just a little tighter. Now, given this situation or the threat of that shot, the imminent threat of that shot, we may have to be extending while we're pushing, but we would like that to be a safe selection. So it's a reaction to the shot rather than the way that we just structurally move through the power push. So Liam wants to always make sure that he keeps that hand just off the outside of the hip line. The butt is going to be a little higher because we want to make sure the butt does not sink too down low to the hips. If the butt, make that mistake, if the butt gets too low, unfortunately put too much weight on the calves and the ankles. Very tough to move. These pads are designed for most of the weight to be on the knee channel. So if we get the shoulders to over dip or move and the butt to sink, we do have issues with how fast and smooth we slide. Okay, so twist back around. Try to make sure that blocker stays just off that right pant line. And now you can fully power push that post. Ready? Go. Excellent. Just have the blocker out a little so the shaft doesn't get caught. But good job. Good. Snap eyes down, push gap up. Excellent. And what you'll see Liam does a really good job of gapping up. So right after he pushes with the outside leg, that leg's job is done. Now it needs to gap up. So jam that outside knee into your lead knee. So even halfway through his slide, the 5-hole is not the option or is not an option at all. Eyes, shoulders, angle down to the puck. Hands are just off the hip line, so there are no gaps in between pants and arms. And he's in a great balanced stance with most of the weight on the knee channel. This will allow him, after he makes that save, to then pivot into a post lean per se, or to power push again wherever he needs to go. Okay, do one more. I'll just fix the post for you. Okay, one more here, Liam, and then we'll get some shots. Ready? Go. Eyes down. Excellent. Push straight through, gap up. Yeah, solid job. Really good. Okay, so let's get some shots. Good. Push gap up. Nice. Excellent. Good job, buddy. Go. Shift eyes. Push. Excellent. Go. Shift the hips. Push. Excellent. Go. Good work, buddy. Bring that back shoulder up and around a little bit more. Go. Good. Excellent. Go. Push. Excellent. Excellent. Okay.
Okay, so here to summarize, making sure that the eyes rotate as fast as possible as that puck exits that lead knee, trying to make sure that the shoulders and the hips rotate as one piece, grabbing the ice high in a space where that toe cap should be slightly in front of our lead knee, that blocker knee in this situation, making sure that that blocker stays to the outside of that pant line. Now, Liam could have done a little bit of a better job making sure that that glove framed that back leg right there, but You can see the great thing is stick covering 5-hole more or less the entire time. Maybe the blocker could have been a little bit more to the outside so the heel could cover the 5-hole a little bit more directly, but still really good closure here. Early closure, early gap up. He is traveling on one straight direct line to the post. So you can see the benefit of that is when he hits the post, there's not a lot of rotation at all. So he is in a great position to power push into or swivel into a post lean or power push net front if need be. Very nice head tracking puck right over top of the body. All right. And you can still see that he is somewhat more neutral with his hips. I would like to maybe see a little bit more of a 60-40 split with 60% of the weight on that right knee right now, where the hips are maybe a little bit neutral. They could maintain a little bit of a dip along with the shoulders just to maximize space. But all in all, great power push.
Okay, so let's get into power pushing to the glove side. Okay. So power pushing to the glove side, exact same why. We're recovering to this backdoor rebound because we don't have enough time to get there on our feet because the shot's going to happen sooner rather than later. So Liam, again, wants to cut through the middle of the crease. He wants to make sure that more or less the heel of this lead foot hits the post, or the heel of the blade, more specifically, hits the post. That will also allow us to potentially bump out a little. If we hit the blade, like the front first 3 inches of the blade, we may get into a little bit of a too tight and too low of a position or a posture. That is really good if the rebound is pretty close to the goal line, that we're butterfly or power pushing more or less into an RVH. But right now, we're going to make sure that the heel hits the post. All right. Now, in this situation, the one thing that is different than the blocker side is that glove can flare out. Okay, right now we want to make sure that the glove covers as much surface area as possible to some degree. Now, if we have time, all right, and let's say we're power pushing for a rebound that's more middle or, slightly lower but still into the circle, okay, we can have that glove into a slightly more of a neutral position. So pivot around for a second here, Liam. Okay, good. So Liam's glove can be more here if he feels like he has time before that shot's going to happen, and he may get there and has time to react. But what we want to do is, if he feels like this is going to happen sooner rather than later, we want to flare out that pocket just a little. We want to do so in a way where their elbow is not kind of peeling off of the rib cage, so we still have that tight protection. But right now, Liam is more primed to just shoot that hand directly to that space, where here, this does take a little time to open up that pocket. Again, everything is situational. So, but let's say in this situation, this guy could shoot sooner rather than later. All right, so get that glove to flare open a little here, Liam. Yep, and then push straight through, buddy. Excellent, excellent. And it's the same thing. Nice strong gap up right after you push. Both shoulders and hips rotate on the same line. Do a few more. Go. Eye shift, snap, push, gap up. Perfect, really good. One more, and then we'll get some shots here, buddy. Go. Good. Good work. Good work. Okay. The one thing I would suggest, now I don't know if you did that intentionally for one of those reps, but it did look like you kind of kicked out for one of those reps. The one thing I would suggest is, if obviously you feel like that shot is being placed low to that left side, and you kicking out that leg is a reaction to that shot, very smart. But let's try to make sure when we're power pushing to the post, we don't extend that leg just to hit the post sooner rather than later, because we could open up the 5-hole while doing so, and obviously that defeats the purpose of the power push. So just do one more. Try to not extend that leg. Just allow the push to take you to the post. One more. Go. Good. Push through. Not bad, buddy. Excellent job. Okay. One last thing, actually. Sit back down the butterfly. I would like to mention the shoulder angle. So when we open up, okay, I mentioned on the other side how we want to relieve the weight off of that outside knee so we can obviously grab the ice sooner rather than later and push. We would also like to make sure that the shoulders and the hips go through a slight tipping process, almost like a teeter-totter to some degree. So we are also, where we automatically taking the weight off the outside leg right now, but we're also being able to get that blocker and the shoulder through a higher space that makes us feel like gravity is taking us down, or we're working with gravity to push that back post. So rotate back around here, Liam. Okay, you're doing the right things. Okay, I just wanted to kind of specifically talk about the shoulders here. So shoot the eyes low, see how the shoulders lift. All right, that allows the hips to lift on the same angle. All right, and then push straight through, buddy. Excellent job. Really good. Okay. I'll wait for you. Ready when you are. Push. Excellent. Go. Through. Good work. Good work. Go. Push. Great work, buddy. Last two. Go. Push. Two more. Go. Push cap up. Excellent. Excellent. And one thing to notice here, and I just want to point this out, Liam never passed the frame of the net for all of his power pushes because he is hitting this back post with his heel. He's not too deep, all right, but he's able to have that back post blunt his movement. So if there is a rebound net front, he's in a pretty good stationary position and he's not over sliding or over rotating. I do have a lot of coaches or a lot of younger kids asking if they can power push out of the post. 100% you can. I think we just need to be mindful that as we get older, we are obviously bigger, net's the same size. And I think being out here with our knees doesn't have a ton of return on investment as being back here and having that foot help us hit the post. So it helps us obviously not to overslide throughout or to the side of the frame of the net. So great job, man. Let's do two more here. Ready? Go. Good. Push gap up. Solid. Excellent job. One more. Go. Push. Perfect. Perfect. Really good.
All right, to summarize in the power push, fast eyes in and out. I usually say the faster we can track that puck off our body, the faster we can make decisions, the faster we are in general. So making sure that the eyes open up, the hips and shoulders are soon to follow. All right, great plant with that foot on the same line as the hips and shoulders. Drive through with that slight tilt. Hopefully what we're trying to work towards is maintain somewhat the same chest and torso or torso angle in general as that extension with that outside leg. So it feels like, again, we're directing our weight through the middle of the crease while pushing and then trying to gap up. Now the gap up was pretty good, could have been a little bit better right when we drive that knee down to the ice. It should close this gap here. And then glove is in a great position. All right, he's got a very direct route straight to the post. As you can see that there's very little, if any, rotation after he hits the post. Gloves in a great position, eyes tracking the puck fully through. Shoulders are great, maybe a little tweak with that left shoulder slightly behind the left knee line, but overall amazing. So I would say the one tweak I would like to make with Liam is making sure that that stick could slide in front just a little bit, just to make sure that that blocker armpit hole is non-existing. But overall, great power push, great lines. Hope this all makes sense to you guys, coaches, young goalies, old goalies, goalies that are just learning the power push, goalies are trying to refine their current power push. All of this stuff helps, so I hope this makes sense. Reach out, comment if you have any suggestions, thoughts, or concerns. Thanks, guys.